So it's one more thing why Gervonta Davis can beat him.
So you think all that's going to be beneficial for Gervonta, obviously, right? It's going to matter the fight.
I think so.
Good second round, he was running forward.
Gervonta Davis has intensified his training for the upcoming August rematch against Lamont Roach by bringing in Vasiliy Lomachenko to assist in his preparations. Known as one of boxing's most accomplished amateurs, Davis is clearly aiming to sharpen every edge. Interestingly, this marks Lomachenko's first public involvement in the sport since he announced his retirement last week. That retirement seemed to confirm that the highly anticipated showdown between Davis and Lomachenko would never happen, until now, as this twist and
I fight with him for free. I can fight for. Why he can't fight with me when I stay in the 130? Why then I was a 130 champion, WBO champion. He has a IBF title. Why in that moment he can't fight with me?
A couple of years ago, I don't know. I'll tell you one thing, kind of like we talked about with same thing we talked about with Canelo, that if he's ever going to fight Benavidez, it better be soon. If this fight's going to happen, it has to happen soon, because Lomachenko, again, the clock is still ticking.
I was ready to fight him for free. I said it, I could fight him without asking for money. So why couldn't he face me back when I was at 130? I was the WBO champion at that time, and he held the IBF title. Why didn't he take the fight then? I was calling for it. I really wanted to see a showdown between him and Tank Davis a couple years ago, but it never happened. I'm not sure why, but I'll tell you this. It's like what we said about Canelo and Benavidez. If that fight is going to happen, it needs to happen soon. The same goes for this one. Lomachenko's clock is ticking. Time is running out for these big fights. As a result, Gervonta Tank Davis reached out to Vasiliy Lomachenko specifically to help him prepare for Lamont Roach, whose style presents unique challenges. Stylistically, Roach shares several traits with Davis. They're both boxer punchers, but the key difference lies in power. Davis is known for his explosive punching, while Roach is more calculated and tactical. That intelligence in the ring, combined with solid boxing fundamentals, has made Roach a difficult opponent for Davis to dominate. Lomachenko, who had an extraordinary amateur record of 397 fights with only one loss, was once a target for Roach as well. His technical brilliance and experience make him an ideal resource for Davis as he sharpens his approach. While Tank's career has largely been powered by knockout strength, he also possesses considerable skill. Something put on full display during recent training sessions, there's a recurring criticism that Davis tends to give away early rounds while studying his opponents, a habit that could cost him against a sharp fighter like Roach. In preparation, Davis is focused not just on power, but also on flexibility, strength, and endurance. Training footage showed him doing bodyweight exercises, stretches, and push-ups, indicating a well-rounded approach. Notably, Davis has struggled with weight in past fights, once missing his grand arrival due to last-minute road work. This time, he appears more disciplined, aiming to avoid such distractions as the fight draws near. After completing his body exercises, the world champion moved on to the mitts and heavy bag, testing the explosive power behind his punches. He then stepped into the ring for a sparring session with an unidentified partner before taking a brief rest. Looking directly into the camera, he declared, taking it all out on August 16th. His speed, strength, confidence, and refined skill set are enough to make Lamont Roach think twice about stepping into the ring. The undefeated American superstar, with 30 wins and as many professional fights, continues to impress. Known for his lightning-fast hands and electric speed, he's often compared to his former mentor Floyd Mayweather. Yet his raw, punching power sets him
Tank, we gonna
Many years ago, legendary champion Marvin Hagler remarked that it's hard to get up and do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas.
Davis is back in the gym, preparing for his upcoming bout against Lamont Roach, now set for March 1st. New footage shows the American star in action, hitting the pads with his training partner. His incredible hand speed was on full display, leaving fans and observers thoroughly impressed. Tank Davis unleashed a flurry of short, sharp punches at an astonishing pace during training, leaving fans stunned by his blistering hand speed. The display quickly sparked reactions online, with one fan calling it simply incredible, while another added, "He's just on another level, so talented." One sharp-eyed viewer pointed out, "Bet nobody noticed he's a natural southpaw doing this in orthodox stance. Plus the foot placement. He's really on a different level." Fans also began predicting the outcome of his upcoming fight, with one writing, "Tank versus Roach isn't going to last very long." Another commented, "He looks fight-ready now." Boxing fans almost got to see Davis face Lomachenko in 2024, but negotiations broke down. According to ESPN, Lomachenko decided to take the rest of the year off. Loma is not in the mood right now. He doesn't have a motivation at the moment. His manager, Aegis Climas, told Steve Kim, "He's taking time off to be with his family. Money is not what motivates him." The 37-year-old Ukrainian last fought in May, defeating George Kambosos Jr. to claim the IBF title. Since then, he has not defended the belt or shown signs of returning to the ring.
Ready, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, power, 6, 5, power, 4, power, 3, 2, one more. Good, keep the head. Hold on to the page.
The IBF issued an ultimatum to Lomachenko, requiring him to face the winner of a proposed interim bout between Raymond Muratalla and Shakur Abdullaev. If Lomachenko returns and accepts that challenge, a potential showdown with Gervonta Davis in 2025 still feels unlikely. Meanwhile, many fighters dream of working with His Excellency Turki Alashik, the visionary behind Riyadh season. As chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, Alashik has played a key role in reviving global boxing by organizing some of the sport's most high-profile and historic matchups in recent years. From Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk to the highly anticipated clash between Dmitry Bivol and Artur Beterbiev, Saudi royal Turki Alashik has reignited a passion many believe boxing had lost. Yet one major name remains absent from his star-studded lineup, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Despite Alashik's growing influence in the sport, the Baltimore native has kept his distance. However, Davis recently addressed why he hasn't aligned with boxing's most powerful figure and outlined the specific conditions that would need to be met for a potential showdown with WBC lightweight champion Shakur Stevenson, possibly taking place later this year. Or
he retired, and he was saying that I felt as though like he didn't really like. They were saying that he was scared or anything like that. I was like,
according to an Instagram post by Hand Raps TV, which reshared comments Gervonta Davis made to Lil Yachty back in February, the WBA lightweight champion revealed why he's kept his distance from Turki Alashik's events. The 30-year-old explained he had issues with how the approach was handled. "They came at me wrong the first time," Davis said. "They told me I'd fight Devin Haney, then said Devin was his guy." The situation raised concerns for the undefeated knockout artist, who felt the odds were unfairly.
It's like people selling that stuff. Like, you know, even a picture where everybody was in the room. It was like some depth. Facts though, some dope, man. Yeah. Like some depth. And they sold that stuff.
Yeah, you go with that.
That was crazy. And you see how the guy was. He looked at the scorecard.
"If Devin is your guy, then you have to pay me right," Gervonta Davis explained, outlining what it would take for him to work with Turki Alashik. "Because I already know, going over there, I've got to get the knockout. If not, they'll give it to him." With Devin Haney no longer competing in the lightweight division, and Shakur Stevenson now aligned with Riyadh season, A showdown between Davis and Stevenson seems inevitable. However, fair compensation is the only way to make that fight a reality. In the meantime, Davis is set for his highly anticipated rematch with Lamont Roach Jr. on August 16, 2025, in Las Vegas, following their controversial draw on March 1st in New York.
Come on, man. You want to get Tank over here and fight? Man, I already know what y'all gonna do. Yeah. But every time I say something, it's like I'm...
On the flip side, Shakur Stevenson is set to defend his WBC lightweight title against William Zepeda on July 12, 2025, at Louis Armstrong Stadium in Queens, New York. As for Davis and Alashik, this isn't the first time the Baltimore knockout artist has spoken out about his reluctance to work with the Saudi royal. During the Better Biv vs. Bivol 2 card in February, Davis made bold accusations, not only against Alashik, but also the fighters who have aligned with him. In his interview with Lil Yachty, Davis expressed concerns about the Saudi royals' growing influence in boxing, warning that it's becoming a pattern. They've been saying they're getting messed up over there. It's not just one fight, it's numerous fights, he said, hinting at biased scorecards and potential manipulation.
You want your legacy to be, if you care. Because some interviews I see you say like, yeah, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. Where you stand on that?
It's just like, it's so up and down in the sport. Which, when I say up and down in the sport, it's like, a lot of people don't know it, but it been 3 and 4 people in my weight class that been undisputed, type of thing. And they held it for like only a couple months. I beat Ryan.
Intro 12. Referring to a viral photo at the time showing several boxers posing with Turkey Alashik, Gervonta Davis didn't hold back, saying, "That looked like some devil stuff, didn't it? Facts though, devil stuff, like they sold their souls." Given his strong stance, His Excellency Turkey Alashik would have to offer significantly more money to entice Davis into ring with Shakur Stevenson. Davis is one of boxing's most explosive punchers, having knocked out 28 of his 30 opponents. He's a proven pay-per-view star, a major ticket seller, and widely regarded as one of the sport's top pound-for-pound fighters today.
Ryan beat Devin. Devin was undisputed. You get what I'm saying? Like it don't, like it's up and down. Cause some people will discredit what I've done. Ain't gonna lie. My influence, my everything in the sport, just that alone. Even coming from where I come from is
right.
Like, you feel me? I feel like I'm already up there with whoever. Like Floyd Mayweather.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis is scheduled to make his 31st professional appearance on March 1st against Lamont Roach, a super featherweight world champion and former amateur rival. Davis defeated Roach twice during their amateur days, although Roach maintains that at least one of those decisions was a result of poor judging. Davis's dedication to boxing is undeniable. His coach once recalled how Tank was moved to tears watching Adrian Broner fight in Las Vegas, an experience that fueled his desire to achieve greatness. Since 2014, Davis has delivered a string of knockout victories, with Isaac Cruz being the only opponent to take him the distance and force a decision on the judges' scorecard.
Because you, in the midst of camp, you don't do nothing, huh?
Yeah, it's only gym at home for me.
No bottles, no clubs.
Yeah, no clubs, no females,
no women.
Yeah, even if I'm like with a female, I'm not having sex with her. Not having sex.
It's strict.
Yeah, for sure.
Where did that mentality come from? Because when I put myself in that situation, or in my situation, when I first got to money and women and shit,
Gervonta Davis had a lighthearted moment before his fight with Hector Luis Garcia, reportedly asking his team for both regular and sour Skittles as a pre-fight snack. In the ring, however, he was all business. Davis stopped Garcia in the 9th round of their 2023 bout, adding to a dominant run that includes knockout wins over Frank Martin and Ryan Garcia. Garcia, who was undefeated at the time, has since moved to a 16-2 record. Notably, Lamont Roach also faced Garcia, edging him out with a split decision victory in a much closer contest.
If you got a talent, the money gonna come, for sure. So I wouldn't even tell them to focus on the money. Like, if your talent there, I don't worry about the money. That's all you gotta worry about.
As the week of their first press conference kicked off, marking their first face-to-face encounter, Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach escalated their rivalry with a heated video confrontation during a live broadcast. One of the most striking takeaways from the exchange was Roach's composure. Unlike Frank Martin, who showed visible fear and doubt ahead of his bout with Davis, Roach stood firm and showed no signs of intimidation. In fact, Roach matched Davis jab for jab, verbally countering each attempt at intimidation. Interestingly, it was often Roach who instigated the conflict, provoking Davis until Tank began to reveal his fiery side. Despite this, Roach didn't flinch or back down. His defiance sent a strong message. He's mentally prepared for the war inside the ring.
You know what? Don't let me knock him out now. One of the biggest upsets in boxing. I mean, tell me, Coach. Oh, go ahead.
I like Lamont Roach and his team, you know.
Many observers believe Lamont Roach's calm demeanor stems from his familiarity with Gervonta Davis during their amateur days, where Davis currently holds the edge, having won both of their previous encounters.
The whole Roach team, man. Again, I will not go hard with the team like I do everybody else because, you know, we've been around each other for years, and his uncle Boogaloo Roach was a nice guy.
After his victory over Frank Martin a few months ago, Gervonta Davis listed several fighters on his radar, but noticeably, Lamont Roach's name wasn't among them. In fact, none of the names mentioned even hinted at Roach as a potential opponent. How Roach, a fighter who doesn't even compete in the lightweight division, managed to insert himself into conversation and ultimately secure a fight with Davis remains a mystery. It's unclear how he positioned himself as Davis's next challenger, especially without being part of the initial shortlist.
It's just like, you know?
Anyone in mind that you're thinking about after Roach?
Nah, not yet. We're just trying to focus on him right now. And then once we get him out the way, then...
Gervonta Davis, 29, is back in the spotlight amid rumors surrounding his next fight, as he eyes a bout with super featherweight champion Lamont Roach. The controversy surrounding their March 1st clash in New York continues to stir debate. The fight ended in a majority decision draw, with many believing Roach had done enough to secure the win. Adding to the drama was a moment in the 9th round when Davis took a knee and ran to his corner to have his face wiped, a move that was not ruled a knockdown. This sparked heated discussions across the boxing world, with critics arguing that the incident should have been scored as a knockdown and could have changed the outcome.
Once we get him out the way, then we can, you know.
Speaking of other title holders in the division, we know you were close to the Lomachenko fight. Shakur Stevenson is another title holder in the division. Shakur and Schofield are fighting. What are your thoughts on that fight?
No thoughts.
Do you have a prediction on that?
In the face of boxing, weren't able to make the grand arrivals yesterday. I know sometimes, like Canelo, I'm sure he doesn't want to go to the arrivals, doesn't want to talk to us. And all.
Had that moment been scored as a knockdown, Lamont Roach Jr. likely would have secured the win. Terrence Crawford was among the few who believed Roach had already done enough to win their March bout. Over a month later, the two-division undisputed champion appeared on the Ring Champs with O and Barrett podcast and doubled down on his opinion. I still had Roach winning, probably by like 1 or 2 rounds, Crawford said. He acknowledged the fight was close, but pointed out that Gervonta "Tank" Davis may have underestimated his opponent. I think Tank just underestimated him and was expecting Roach to fight like usual and get knocked out, Crawford explained, suggesting overconfidence played a role in the fight's outcome.
Like comments, the sports spirit, the NBA, they in the finals and things like that. Just everything. I feel as though I'm excited to be a part of everything that's going on. Just to be here today, fighting in the MGM thing, you know what I mean? It's a great event. You know what I mean?
Thank you guys.
Tank, when you got in the finals, when you got in the finals.
What do you guys?
I don't know. Right, yeah.
You got talent?
The 37-year-old Terrence Crawford pointed out that Gervonta Davis often trails on the scorecards, but manages to win thanks to his knockout power. I always said, Tank is losing until he's not losing, Crawford remarked, referencing Davis's past bouts with Leo Santa Cruz, Rolando Romero, and Ryan Garcia, where his opponents found early success. When asked if Davis relies too heavily on his power, Crawford responded, I do. He warned that this dependence could backfire if Davis fails to land a knockout, potentially resulting in a decision loss. especially against skilled opponents who can withstand his power and win rounds.
Never. He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about it.
The real question now is whether Terrence Crawford believes Lamont Roach Jr. can get the job done in the rematch. Initially scheduled for June 21st, the Davis versus Roach Jr. rematch was postponed to August 16th, according to Sports Illustrated's Chris Mannix. While the venue hasn't been finalized, top contenders include Las Vegas's T-Mobile Arena and MGM Grand Garden Arena.
Never. He would never even think about to come up to 154.
All right, what about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
Despite backing Lamont Roach Jr. in their first encounter, Terrence Crawford shared a prediction for the rematch during the same podcast. He doesn't believe Roach will come out victorious this time. That wraps up today's update. For the latest news, highlights, events, and everything happening in the world of boxing, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss when we drop new, high-quality content. Thanks for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and peace out.